Hi everyone, welcome. In this video, let's discuss a trick move, which is right here. This cut after the hane and number 8. So I personally haven't seen this in my own games, so maybe my opponents are mostly polite, they don't play this, but this used to be a headache for a lot of amateur players. What do you do with this move? The idea of the trick move is that black will capture this stone, and white will get a nice wall on the outside. So white has effectively enclosed black in the corner. But the good news is that this is about even, according to AI. It doesn't really matter if black actually falls for this trick. This is about even, right? About that even. The same as other josekis that we've introduced so far. So of course, black has all kinds of moves on the outside that could be annoying, all these peeps, and number 15, 17, and of course black has sente. So black should be happy about this shape. And the corner is alive, right? The corner is alive, and the difference is that we have black takes sente. The difference between this joseki and some of the other josekis we saw is that white only has this move to threaten a ko on the corner, right? White doesn't have this. Number 18 is not sente. It's not threatening anything on the corner. Corner is already alive after number 17 here. So what's the ko here? It's worth taking a minute here to understand the life and death if you're not familiar with it. So if black takes sente, what happens on the corner? There are 3 ways to make kos. One is to jump in here, and black must block. And this is one way you can make a ko. So black has a real y and number 10 here, and it's trying to make a real y here. So if black wins, then black just connects here, 2 real eyes. If white wins, finds a co-threat elsewhere, white will just capture number 21, and black will only have 1 real eye left, and black will be killed. So that's one way, and this is similar, right? This is going to be similar. But what about this, you might ask? This is really preventing number 18 from coming back. The problem with 19 is that white can stand down here, and all of a sudden this is going to be a fake eye. So black is going to die this way. So black must block here at the 2-2 point and make this ko. So basically number 18 and 20 can be switched. Number 19 cannot be here because after number 20, this is going to be a fake eye at the C19 point. Right? So gotta be a little careful here if you're not familiar with the ko. And this is black capturing first, right? So white is initiating the kill and black captures first. What about this move at a 2-2 point, right? So now black must push and throw in here. If you don't throw in, then this is going to be a fake eye. So you throw in here, this is a connect and die potentially, and white captures first. So if white initiates the kill, white would want to play this because in this situation, white captures first. So if white wins, then of course, white gets the whole corner. If black wins, black finds a co-threat elsewhere and ignores a co-threat by white, black will live this way with 4 real eyes. So this is the life and death, meaning that number 16, after this joseki ends, can be sente, right? There'll be a killing by ko, right? There'll be a ko. Depending on the circumstances, black may or may not want to answer white at number 16 here, right? So it's not an absolute threat for black. So if you are nervous about this trick move, then this is really all you need to remember. Just capture the stone and you're fine as black. You're not really afraid of white's trick move here. But of course it gets more complicated than that. So what's the optimal move? The optimal move is actually very similar according to AI. You just atari here first. Now white must come out, right? White cannot really play something like this. And black's shape is too good on the outside. This is simply too good. So this is not okay for white. White must extend. And now black captures again. So what's the difference? The difference is that black has made this cut at number 11. If white can capture number 11 on this ladder, which it cannot in this situation because it will bump into number 3 here on the lower right, then it's about even. So if white can capture, then it's about even. if white cannot capture, then you should not play at number 16, right? This Atari doesn't really help you, because after number 17, these three stones, 8, 12, and 14, are short on liberties. So this is not the best way to initiate this fight. So if you cannot capture number 11 on the ladder, then you have to play something like this as white. So this will be a fight, and it will likely favor black. And this is AI's solution to dealing with this trick move at number 10. So it doesn't really benefit white, even if your opponent falls for it. What else can black do? This is okay, right? The idea is similar. You Atari once first, then you capture number 10. And now the cut is right here, right? So it's a little bit tougher for black to initiate the fight this way compared to the pattern we just saw, right? This is the optimal move for black. What else is there? So there's actually this move as well. So it gets a little complicated. You might think that black is going to die, right? Black only has 2 liberties left, but not so fast. Black can still get out of this. Right? If black gets captured, then it's not okay. But what if black keeps playing Atari moves like this, right? This is something that you should be able to calculate for. If black can capture white on the ladder, as it can do now, then this is not okay for white, right? This is really not viable for white. We're talking about black entering 90% chance of winning already. So this is really not okay for white. In a lot of these videos, I talk about viable moves. So even if you start with, 55-45, then you get to 60-40, that's okay for amateurs. Even 65, even 70-30. If you really feel comfortable playing the side that only has a 30% chance of winning after the joseki, it's okay, right? But it's not okay for professionals or high-done players. But if you feel comfortable losing a couple of points, but you like the shape, you can use the shape, it's okay. But in this situation, black is well above 90% in many of these situations. So it's not okay for white to play this. So it's actually really dangerous, right? This trick move, number 10, it's actually really dangerous. So in the previous pattern, black is capturing these 2 stones. But what else can black do? Black can actually Atari here first, and Atari again, right? If white captures, then black can capture number 16, and white's all going to die. This is not okay. And if you play this Atari first, my point is that black can force white to sacrifice 3 stones instead of 2, right? So this is actually going to get really bad for white. Another thing you can do as white, right? This is where you have to get a little creative. You can cut here first and make this exchange. Still, it's not going to be good for white. This is still good for black, very good for black. But this cut is good because black cannot really answer here. Because this way, number 22 is going to break the ladder. This ladder is not going to work. I mean, you have to go here first. Now this is 34 is breaking the ladder this way, right? You can't just capture right away. If you capture right away, you're still going to get captured. So you need to be a little careful here. And that's the idea, right? 22 is a neat move, kind of helps white reduce the loss here, right? It's a neat move. But again, black can just capture whatever's on the left side and give up these 3 stones. And this still favors black. Or, of course, white can play here first. And the idea is going to be similar. Black will cut here, and it might be something like this. This will still favor black. So all these patterns will favor black. If you're interested, you can work out some of these other variations on your own. Gets potentially complicated, but as long as black gets to number 15 and 17, the cut here, black should be able to come out alive. If you're having trouble with this calculation, let me know in the comment section below. Lastly, and quite ironically, the way to kind of fall for this trick move was a move that we believed, that human players believed was the correct response to this trick move, right? We talked about just falling for this trick move, and black is okay, according to the AI. You don't lose anything here. And if you play more aggressively, this is even better, right? If you cut white off, this is even better. But what human players used to think is that number 11, this hane, is the right move. Of course, white cannot just capture this way. This way it's going to be disastrous, right? Losing these 2 stones. This is not okay for white. So what should white do in this situation? White will probably have to make this exchange. Kind of takes the corner, settles the corner, and black will come above. This is actually even, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? I think that's the idea to sacrifice number 11 this way. You just sacrifice this stone, white is 100% alive, and black doesn't gain much, right? Black didn't gain much. So this is about even. It doesn't really work, number 11 here. And what's worse is that white can just connect on the outside, and now black will have to make a choice. If you come out this way, and this is, again, number 11 is wasted. So kind of a stone, you cut here. Without this cut, black benefits. But with this cut and exchange, it's going to be bad for black. You capture this way, and white, again, can enclose black this way. It's still going to be very similar to some of the patterns we saw, but number 11, again, this hane doesn't make any sense, right? Or black can play it this way. So you're sacrificing this stone, white has a strong shape, and black is not 100% alive, right? If you ignore it, white has a stone here, then white can still come in by playing this clamping move. So black is not 100% alive on the corner. So that's why number 11 is actually problematic. So if you're looking at old joseki books, if they introduce this trick move, you're going to see number 11 as the correct answer to the trick move. And that's wrong, actually. That's what's really ironic. If you just fall for it, as most beginners and cube players do, then you're actually fine. But if you follow the books before the age of AI, you're not going to benefit. So I think that's this so-called trick move. I don't think it's that tricky, right? Bottom line again, if you're a beginner cube player, just remember if your opponent cuts here, just capture it and take sente, play elsewhere. You're fine, right? The corner is already alive. The wall still has weaknesses on the outside. You have these peak moves, and white really does not benefit from this situation. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Best of luck to you all, and I'll see you in the next Joseki video. Thank you for watching.